Hello everyone, I'm Lee from Archaeology Times, and recently I've been making Roman replica mosaics, and a few people have been asking me how I do it, what materials I use, what equipment I use, and how I do it. So I'm going to do a quick video on things you need. The way I do it, it may not be the way you're supposed to do it, but it's just what I'm comfortable with, and you can then see what I do, and you may want to do it a different way, and that's obviously fine. So first, I'll show you what mosaics I've done already. I'll show you the things you need, things that will be helpful, and then I'll show you how I do it, and go from there. So I should mention that you can get mosaic kits, which gives you all the tiles you need, instructions, and the wooden panel to put it on, and glue. You can get these from a website called Roman Mosaic Workshop. They should have a website, and they're based in England, in Bury St Edmunds. So the kit would look like this kind of thing. This is a sea creature mosaic, which is actually a replica of one in the Roman baths in Bath. I've done that one recently, so you can buy the kits, and they are good prices actually. I think that one was about £20. Obviously during lockdown and quarantine, it's something fun to do as well, to keep you busy. That's kind of why I've been doing it. This one is just one of those typical Greek Roman wave patterns that would be quite popular, I guess, on flooring, but they will just continue, obviously. So this is just, I think this is about 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters little wave. And then this one is an African flower mosaic, so it's an African rose, which is also the same size. And these two were actually from the Roman workshop website with the kits. So this came with the wood and the stones and the glue and stuff. And then this is one I've just made from looking at I'll just look on Google, look at Roman mosaics, which ones look at my level that I could make at this moment. So I've made a bird, just a bird on a branch mosaic, just like that. And that one is obviously a bit bigger, probably 30 by 20 centimeters, and it's on a wooden panel, just some scrap wood that I found. So that's that one. And the one I'm working on at the moment, this is just the cutout to help me, as a template. It's a typical Roman pattern that you would find on the floor. So that's what I've done so far. I've also done some coasters and a few more like the sea creature, but I am selling them on my Etsy page. If anyone's interested, I will be making kits for people and selling completed ones that it can be displayed indoors and outdoors. So if anyone purchased them, I'll be very happy and appreciative. So now I'll show you the tools that you will need to start making your mosaics. So first you will need some leaf trowels. You can buy these from probably any shop online like eBay, Amazon, or any craft shop. Now I bought a set of, I think 4 or 5, but I think I've lost one. But really, these are what the leaf trowels look like. I mean, I use this one, the little one, to put the grout on each individual tile, which I know people will hate because doing it individually takes time, but it's just the way I've done it, and it's just the way I like it. So this one I use when I'm mixing the cement adhesive to fill in the gaps at the end, and these two I use to spread the cement over the gaps, and that is usually around £5 to £8 depending on if you want the cheap or good stuff. This is just cheap ones to start me off. And then another important tool is the tile snipper. So if you want to shape tiles for, you know, curves or turnings or, you know, little eyes on things, you will need some snippers, which you can get from any craft shop, again, like Hobbycraft, or online. Just put tile snippers and you should find them for quite cheap. I mean, I bought mine from the Roman Mosaic Workshop website with the kits that I bought, because this was about £3. Recently bought some tweezers, just in case I wanted to start doing miniature mosaics. I can then just place the tiles individually with this instead of my fingers, because the tiles will be too small to use my fingers with. So what I apply the little tiles onto wood using grout. This is just a small tub of grout used for actually, you know, using bathroom tiles and kitchen tiles and stuff. But it's also good for doing for this kind of project. I use it because it's very strong, and the tiles then won't come off, and they're more likely to stay for a long period of time if you wanted to display the mosaic outside, because it's also waterproof. So this is what I use to apply the tiles onto the wood with. You also this is what I use. This is a bag of cement adhesive, but for this kind of work, not like cement for outside. So yeah, I bought this from a shop called Hobby Island Mosaics, and I think they are more based for schools and colleges and stuff like that, but obviously you can still buy from them. You can buy all different types of mosaic tiles, you know, and all that, and I just like using the Byzantine stone tiles because they look more authentically Roman, I guess, and compared to the other ones that I've seen. So yeah, this brings me on to the next point of the tiles. So there's some white stone tiles in there. I think they're 10mm each. There's white ones, and you can get all kinds of colours. There's grey, white, orange, yellow, blue, green, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good place to start. I mean, I'll put all the links for where you can get everything from in the description. As I know, I've saying a lot of things, but yeah, these stone tiles are from Hobby Island Mosaics, which is a website. You can go on. So that's the type of stone tiles I get. And then when I finished making the mosaic, and I filled in the gaps and the cement is dry, I then seal it with stone and tile sealer, which basically means it helps if you want to display it outside. So I do 3 coats with a paintbrush on top of the mosaic when it's dry, with the sealant, and what that basically does is enhances the colour of the stone tile, and also protects it from water, stains, oil, grease type thing, and it will be a bit more protected from the rain if you wanted to put it outside and just last a bit longer for the future. Because sometimes when you clean the mosaic at the end, it will leave a residue of cement, so using this will also get rid of that. And also I'd recommend this book. I don't know if you'll still be able to get it, or if there's quite a few of them or not, but it is a book called The Mosaic Project Book, Roman Style, by Donna Reeves. It has templates as well inside. Just gives you kind of basic Roman mosaics you can use, and it also comes with templates you can also use, and gives you ways of how to make mosaics. I mean, the way I do it is a direct method where you just place them on individually, or so. But you can also do an indirect method where you put it on to paper first, and then cover the whole wooden panel in cement. Then put the paper with the tiles on, rip the paper off, and then it's done. But I prefer just to, as the measurements and stuff is difficult for me sometimes, I just put it on directly. I know it's very time consuming, but like I said, it's just the way I do it. And you know, when you see me do the way I do it, you can figure out how you want to do it. It's easier for you. So I'll show you how I start a mosaic. So at the moment, I've got a large piece of wood. So that's what it would look like originally. And then I've started with the border, with a grey border at the moment. So I've got 2 lines of grey or black as a border. And what I usually do, if it's a complicated mosaic or it's got loads of colours, I will print off the outline of the mosaic I want to do. So this one's quite easy. I'll just cut around the pattern itself, and then I can just use this as a reference for the colours and for where the lines go. But usually, if it's difficult, like my bird one was a bit more difficult, I print off the thing I want to do in card, so it's easy to draw around it in pencil. That's another thing I forgot to mention, is that you will need a pencil. So place the template where you want it to go, and then draw around it, and then you'll be left with, I don't know if you can see that, it's the pencil outline of what I'll be doing. So once you've got your pencil outline, I usually start either with the border or the actual main feature inside the mosaic, because when you finished the actual main feature, say like the bird, you want to start also using the white going around the actual feature. You don't want to go up straight like every time. You want to go around the feature one time with the tiles, and then you want to go up on a straight line. But the way I'm doing this one is I've started off with a grey-black border, then I'm going to have white, and then I'm going to have black around the main feature inside. The wooden panels you can get from also the website Hobby Island Mosaics, or any craft shop. I've been buying my wood now from Hobbycraft, which I think is used for other things, but it doesn't really matter. Or just any scrap wood that you can find really in anywhere, as long as it's about 1 centimetre thick, not rotten obviously, and doesn't bend and is sturdy. That's kind of good wood that you need. And I mean, you can cut up piece, how big you want the wooden panel to be. So it's also about planning your mosaic. It's not just going full whack into it. You want to make sure you plan out the measurements so everything fits, because you might do something and then it doesn't fit and it looks kind of rubbish. So I've bought this. It's a little bit of wood from Hobbycraft. It's meant to be a clock, like you make your own clock, but I want to do a circular mosaic at some point. And then I've got these longer pieces of wood that I can do waves all the way across for like a bathroom or something. And then I've just got bigger pieces like this that I can either cut up or do a massive mosaic. Okay, so I'll quickly go over what you need to do, how I do the mosaics. So you have your wood, you choose what mosaic you want to start with, and you want to cut it out, measure it, draw around it on the wood, because obviously you can draw pencil on wood. Also you can do draw in different pencil lines for different colours, so you know where you need to go. You want to buy obviously the tiles, the stone tiles from that website. Unfortunately, I don't know any other website that sells tiles like this, because I was struggling myself to find them. Obviously these are Byzantine, I think that's how you say it, tiles from Hobby Island Mosaics. You can get like a 100 gram bag for about £1.50, which I think is pretty good. Or you can buy a 1 kilogram bag of one colour for £6, which is also great. So I've got tons of tiles now. But yeah, so once you've got those, get some grout, or you can equally use PVA glue, but I would prefer to use grout because I think it would stay on the wood a lot longer. So yeah, I would use grout. And like I said, I individually grout each tile and place them on. I squeeze it on, and any residue that gets kind of squished underneath, I will scrape away, because when that dries and you want to put more tiles next to it, it's going to be easier for that to be gone than it being residue there, because it'll be more harder to put more tiles on. And then once you've done everything on the mosaic, for instance, the mosaic is finished, looks like this, and you're ready to fill in the gaps in between the stone tiles. Sometimes obviously you'll put the tiles up against each other as tight as possible, but I like just to leave a little gap, I like to leave little gaps. So once you've finished your mosaic, I get the cement stuff, which you can also buy from the Hobby Island mosaic shop. Big bag of cement adhesive. I go for the colour silver grey cement colour, just because if it was pure white, it wouldn't go well with the white tiles. So mine has a silver grey tone to it, just to bring out the colours as well. So what you want to do is get a little plastic tub, mix a little bit of water and the cement, so it has a kind of texture of almost watery, but not so watery, because it's just easier if the cement is slightly more liquid, but not totally liquid. So it can have that kind of firm kind of texture to it, but if it's too watery, or if it's just a little bit watery, it's okay. So then I pour on the cement. Make sure you use your leaf trowel to equally spread the cement over your mosaic, and make sure all the gaps are filled out, especially on the edges. And then once you can see that the gaps are filled, scrape off the excess cement with your leaf trowel, and then instantly you want to go with a flat sponge to a sink, and you just want to gently rub and clean the mosaic with a wet-ish brush, so sponge. So you don't want it to be soaking wet, so you want to squeeze the sponge so it's slightly dry. Clean off the excess off the stone tiles, get off anything, because sometimes the stone tiles will have holes in them, so you want to get in there as much as you can, and make sure all the tiles are exposed again, like especially little ones that you've put in for shaping. And then once you've kind of cleaned it as much as you can, then you can start using a slightly more wet sponge, because then the cement will start to dry, and give it a nice clean as much as you can with a wet sponge until it looks like, brand new again. And then leave that to dry, leave the cement to dry, then use the tile sealant, this stuff, which I bought from Screwfix if you're from England, or if you're not from England, I guess you can just buy it online. It's just called tile sealant. It's just to enhance colours and protect it from water. And then you want to give it 3 coats of sealant, and then it'll be protected and look like this. And that's what you should be finished with. So that's just the basic step-by-step of how to do Roman mosaics, the way I do it. So I hope this has helped. Sorry, I don't do many videos like this and speaking and doing guided videos. This is my first one, so I hope it's not rubbish. I hope it's helped, and good luck making your Roman or ancient mosaics.